Mauricio Dolphins. Welcome back to another Read Aloud. What if someone or something crept into your room late at night to steal your books? Do you have books on a bookshelf? How would that make you feel if somebody came and took all of your books? I have a fun story to read to you called Wanted, Ralfy Rabbit, Book Burglar. It is written by Emily Mackenzie. Come join me. Some rabbits dreamed of lettuce and carrots. Others dreamed of flowering meadows and juicy dandelions. But Ralfy was a little bit different. Ralfy dreamed about books. In fact, he didn't just dream about them. He wanted to read all the time. He made lists of all the books he had read and gave them carrot ratings. He made lists of all the books he wanted to read and placed them in category order. He even made lists of books to recommend to his family and friends. Let's zoom in on this. Take a look at all those books that he's read. Can you read the titles of them? Notice that some scored 3 carrot ratings and others only scored 2. Ralfy loved to learn new words. He loved the smell of books and the sounds of the pages flipping. He loved getting lost in stories, pretending he was the captain of a pirate ship or an intrepid jungle explorer. Yes, Ralfy loved books. So much that he started sneaking into people's bedrooms and reading their books while they were sleeping. Oh my goodness. What would you do if you woke up in the middle of the night to find a rabbit reading your books? Don't know. I don't know if I would read with him or try to kick him out. And then one thing led to another. Ralfy didn't just read the books, he took them home. He crept off with comics and cookbooks, dashed away with dictionaries, nabbed novels, and pinched poetry. Ralfy had more books to read than ever before, and he was very pleased with himself. Uh-oh. What is it that Ralfy's now doing that's a bad choice? Yeah, he's not just reading the books, he's taking them, he's stealing. Arthur, here's Arthur, little redhead, loved reading too. He had shelves buckling with fairy tales and bookcases bursting with picture books. So when gaps started to appear, along with half-eaten carrots and soggy lettuce leaves, and his favorite book, the biggest book of monsters ever, went missing, Arthur noticed. Someone was taking Arthur's books. You can see he's hiding right there. It was time to find out who. Arthur assembled his special surveillance kit. Then, with Teddy to keep him company, he sat in the dark and waited and waited. Take a look at the surveillance kit, all the items that he has there. What items do you see? Yeah, I see flashlight, snacks, chalk, binoculars, notepad, Teddy, of course, to keep him company. Soon he heard a rustle. Arthur frantically rummaged for his camera and his binoculars. He shined his flashlight into the dark corners of his room, and that's when he spotted Ralfy. "Stop! Come back here, you little bunny book thief!" Arthur cried, but it was too late. Arthur was furious. He told his mom, but she just laughed. "A bunny book thief? Arthur, I think your imagination is running wild." He told his teacher, but she just said, "Arthur, I want you to go away and have a long, hard think about what you are saying." What could Arthur do? That rascally rabbit had taken his favorite book of all time, and no one believed him. There was only one thing to do. Make a prediction. What do you think he's going to do next? Let's find out. Hello, hello, hello. Arthur called his local police station. "A bunny book thief, you say? Well, imagine that. Was there anything unusual about this rabbit? Can you give me a description? Said Officer Puddle, snickering. Well, he was brown, said Arthur, with a fluffy white tail. Oh, and he was wearing a t-shirt that said, I love books. With that, Officer Puddle laughed out loud. I'll let you know if we discover anything, he snorted. Oh man, no one's believing him. That night, Arthur felt fed up. He went to bed without a story, and he hardly slept at all. Meanwhile, Ralphy had found another house with plenty of books to steal. But this time, Ralphy was in big trouble. He had burrowed up into Officer Puddle's house. Well, 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 what do we have here? Said Officer Puddle. Could it be a little bunny book thief? Arthur was right all along. Officer Puddle called Arthur right away and told him he had caught the culprit red-handed. Please come to the police station first thing tomorrow to identify your bunny book thief, he said. Easy, thought Arthur. There can't be many rabbits who wear I love books t-shirts. You can see he's got handcuffs on. But he was wrong. Arthur had never seen so many rabbits, and they were all wearing them. This was going to be harder than he thought. But then Officer Puddle pressed a big red button, an alarm bell rang, and take a look at the lineup. Who do you think is Ralphie Rabbit? Can you spot him? We're about to find out. A conveyor belt of goodies started moving in front of the bunny lineup. As lettuce leaves, carrots, apples, and dandelions whizzed by, all the rabbits began to feast, except one. Ralphie just wasn't interested until a very special treat passed by. Oh, take a look. Was your guess correct? Can you see what treat he's going to want? Yeah, not the food, but the stack of books. Ralphie couldn't resist. In a frenzy, he started flicking through a pile of books. Aha! Gotcha, said Officer Puddle. You are in big trouble. I'm sorry, stammered Ralphie. I just can't get enough books. You can't just go around stealing them, said Officer Puddle. You'll have to put them all back. Suddenly, Arthur began to feel sorry for Ralphie. After all, it was only because he loved books so much that he had managed to get himself into trouble. If you want lots and lots of books to borrow, said Arthur, I know exactly where you can get them. Where can you get books to borrow? Do you know where to go? The library. The end. Ralphie and Arthur are best book buddies now and love reading together whenever they can, and they especially Ralphie, always take the books back. The library is their new favorite place. Note to the reader. The next time you stop by your local library, be on the lookout. You might, just might, spot Ralphie and Arthur reading there too. It's not fun. Okay, so I know that teachers have actually been asking you guys to do a lot of reading and using some online resources since we can't go to the library right now. Some of those are using Scholastic, so going there and watching videos and reading stories, or going to Epic. That's another really great one. I know that teachers are using those tools as a way to help you read and stay connected to books, especially if you don't have a lot of books at home to read. I hope you guys are enjoying reading along with me every day. I know that I'm really enjoying this, especially since I miss you all so much. It is important to read. Reading is great. I want you all to have a love of books the way that Ralphie has a love of books. And when it's safe for us to get out and about again, I hope that you guys will find yourself in a library where you can also borrow a ton of books. Have a great rest of the day. Talk to you later. Bye.